morning, football fans, and happy Super Bowl Sunday. This is it, y'all. We have waited all year long from OTAs. Actually, let's get even crazier. To all you diehards out there, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get absolutely freaking insane today, because that's what this is all about, y'all. That is today's game. We not only got through OTAs, but don't forget, we went all the way back to the draft and to the combine. I want to say combine first, sorry, but the draft obviously the big part, right? A big part of the offseason. And if you even want to get crazier than that, last March, this whole thing started with the NFL New Year, much like it'll start in just a couple of weeks, really about a month away, but who's counting, right? All you football diehards out there, you have been waiting for this. You have been absolutely loving every game, hopefully this season, whether it was good or bad, whatever it might have been. I'll tell you, we found ourselves in the best of times, in the worst of times. Quoting some Charles Dickens there, right? But that's kind of what it feels like throughout football season. But you know something crazy about this whole deal is? Guess what? We all stuck together and we're all still here. No matter what you're here for today, to watch Super Bowl, either to watch the Chiefs lose, because you don't want to see them win, or to see history made, because there's never been a three-peat. Today is the day we're going to see something. Will Saquon Barkley go off and have a mega game, break Super Bowl records? He was so close to doing it in the regular season, but he just decided, my team is more important. Because this is the day where he goes after record upon record upon record. Will Jalen Hurts, will this man just do what no quarterback has done? Will he break records himself? Because, well, he's a special kind of guy behind center. Will these defenses both rise to the occasion? Will Travis Kelce, because there's rumors, right off into the sunset with a third Super Bowl in a row and call it a career to hang out and chill, you know, do his thing with his brother? Podcast. Will Patrick Mahomes be considered one of the all-time greats? Oh my gosh, here it comes, guys. We have hour upon hour here on IE Sports Radio. It is the 3-and-out grand finale kickoff. I hope you're ready. We're going to have ourselves one hell of a time. We're have something delicious. Be ready to roll. We got all kinds of hours for Super Bowl throughout the game with you on SRN and the post game with me. You are now tuned in live. Let's get it.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, huge shout out to our awesome sponsors. We'll be playing the rest in just a bit. But yes, big shout out to our awesome sponsor, Planet Jerky, Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, and of course, big shout out to Vital Apparel. We'll be showing Seal a Deal later on and, giving you the IE Sports Radio drop and all that good stuff coming up. But I'll tell you right now, let's get it, y'all. We have ourselves a full hour, well, now about 54 minutes, who's counting, right, to jump on here and get you ready and hyped up for today's big game. Here it comes, y'all, but I can't do that without my boy, man, IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer, the host of Set Point, and the host of the SoCal Screen Sports Show, co-host of 3 and Out. He just does it all, man, ladies and gentlemen. Darren Rodriguez!
Hey, Larry B. The day has finally arrived. It's time for some Super Bowl Sunday action, and yeah, it's going to be fun times.
Can we show some love to Taryn, man? No? Take a bow, Taryn. Come on, take a bow. Yes, sir. Well, let's go ahead, man. We got ourselves a deal. Hey, look, we got some cats already up in the chat. We appreciate you guys so very much for being here today, man. Of course, Mr. Ralph Calise, thank you, good sir. Very, very great day. Oh, you guys are too nice. Well, we appreciate you. Jen B up in the chat. This is the biggest day in sports, y'all. You already know this is it, man. We've had ourselves already one crown jewel this year with the Rolex 24 that happened a couple weeks ago in Daytona, Florida. And today, well, we are going to be heading on over to New Orleans. It's the Super Bowl, baby. Oh, yeah. We're ready to roll, man. Taryn, let's just get this thing going. I got the coffee ready. This is Sunday, man. So you and I are getting ready to go to church right after this. But I just want to let everybody know, man, we'll schedule up in just a little bit for you guys here. But, man, let me tell you, this is going to be one hell of a day. Coming on up. Maybe I should just do it now. Oh, yeah, Taryn. You look like me when I'm sitting down at the table with a steak in front of me. And trust me, fat guys like me, we love a good steak. so yeah, no. But I will say, we have ourselves one hell of a day, you guys, planned out for you. Gotta show some love and appreciation to our boy Dre. Oh, he's in the chat room. Look at that, man. He's the one who helped put this thing together. He's like, we should just have a freaking giant day for the Super Bowl. I was like, that's a great idea. So big ups to our boy Dre, man. He'll be in the third round, if you will, the third leg today of our broadcast. And really quick, I just want to throw us up here. I know I don't want to take too much time away, but I do have it up here because I wanted everyone to check it out, unless I somehow deleted it. But I'll put it back up in a little bit. Sorry, I thought I had it. I thought I had the Super Bowl deal up, but it's all right. I will get it up later on. Well, with that said, guys, we have the schedule coming out today. Really cool stuff. Dan coming up. Dan Die Hard coming on up in just a little bit, coming up after us. After that, we have here our boy Andre Fernandez coming on up after us at different hours. You'll see after that. Gonna be awesome. We got Mike coming on, of course, from Indiana. We got Aaron Yao. We got Alden K coming on today. Ralph and Ricky K, myself, and the man who's gonna be calling the game today over on USRN, Mr. Matthew Owens. It's just going to be a great day, man. We got a great show tonight as well for the post-game show. We got a lot of crap to get to. So, first things first, Taryn, it's the freaking Super Bowl, man. You and I, obviously, a little bit of backstory, because this is going to be today. Today's going to be a lot of fun stuff, football-oriented and everything. But since this is the kickoff show, we're just going to go ahead and start off with 3 and Out, dude. Yeah. Because you and I, obviously, have been doing 3 and Out college edition for a very long time. And you know what happened, Taryn? You know what happened?
I had to retire it.
With 3, life is just really, really tough. These full-timers, man, I'm telling you, I love my job, but boy, things can get crazy. And I was like, I just don't have the time to do 3 and Out no more. I got to mid-season, and I was like, you know what, Taryn? You and I started talking some NFL. Well, actually, it wasn't midseason. It was like around bowl season. And we started combining it all. And before you know it, we're just going to put it all together. And you know what, man? So you and I actually started this thing off. If you think about it, it was 2 separate shows, but going forward now, it'll just be one big show. But Aaron, you and I started out as always. We always do this on 3 and Out College Edition. Rest in peace. Good show. Well, have a good retirement. But you and I started this thing off in August, getting ready for all these early games, the FCS games, the D3, the D2 games. And here we are, man. Final day of 3 and Out because tonight's the grand finale. It's been a season, hasn't it? And I'm talking about college and everything to this point.
Oh, yeah. It's going to feel weird not having some football. But it was a fantastic season all around, and I can't wait to cap it off tonight.
It'll be great. Now we'll be back. Obviously, Taryn, you and I got some combine stuff to do when we come back. In about a month, we're gonna have a combine show, post and pre and post. We're gonna do a draft show, the huge draft shows we always do. About 2 of them with Mike Pat, our very own Mel Kiper type guy. We have fun with that. We do. We might even do some UFL this year, Taryn, if you're down.
Sure.
Why not, right? Hey,
I'll have to brush up on the UFL, but we can possibly do so.
Hey, we can have some fun, right? I mean, why not? Why not, Darren? So here we go, dude. This has been this has been awesome. What do you think about the background? Pretty sweet.
Looks really cool. Looks legit.
Right? Freaking Dre, man. I'm telling you, this guy, I just, I've always wanted to say, yo, Dre, what up? Boy, you should have known by now. I guess play. I've always wanted to do that on air, but no, man. It's been a ride, man. I'm just happy we have it here. So, all right, man. Let's go ahead and roll on into it, man. Today is the freaking day. Like, this is it, man. The grand, whatever you want to call it, man. This is it. This is the grand finale of the season. This is the whatever you want to call it. All right, Super Bowl 59, or some people are calling it Super Bowl licks.
The big burrito, the big enchilada, the chimichanga.
Yes. And
the big chungus.
This is the one, Darren. This is the one. But before we go ahead and start, as you know, as some people know, okay, we cover everything. So we didn't get a chance to do our coverage. Oh, yeah, we do it all. So we're going to do a little bit of it here because, well, we want to, be well-rounded. We'll get in the Super Bowl in a few minutes. But obviously, Darren, last week, the Senior Bowl. Hey, we definitely had some really cool. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the Senior Bowl this year. Let me go and put that on a scroll because I don't want to mess up this awesome banner down there. But the Senior Bowl, man, what did you think this year?
I thought the Senior Bowl was really cool. Lots of talent from the offense and defense aspect of things, and I thought it was just an overall really good game.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I'll tell you right now, it was on my birthday last weekend, so I caught as much as I could when we were walking around. I watched it again. I watched a lot of, a lot of the standout talent. I watched practice all week last week, and it was crazy, man. Who stood out to you the most?
There were a lot of standouts. I didn't really have a chance to pick one in particular. I just thought there were lots of standouts on both sides of the ball. I mean, I thought a few quarterbacks that stood out: Jackson Dart, Dylan Gabriel, obviously the big names, and then obviously the running backs were what stood out to me the most. I kept my eye on Woody Marks, who was a former USC guy.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
And they were huge. I'll tell you. This year, of course, if I got to go, and we're just going to try to go quick with this, but obviously the biggest offense standouts I had, man, Jack Beck. I mean, this guy.
Yep, MVP.
Dude was insane, man. The MVP from TCU. Dude got down, man. He had a whopping 6 receptions for 68 yards. I get it. Not the most eye-popping numbers, but it's the freaking Senior Bowl, man. He's playing great talent out there. The guy played extremely well. Dude got off and loved watching this guy play. Elijah Arroyo. Did we not know he was going to have a great game, Taryn? I mean, he was our standout last week, right? And we knew he was going to be a gosh damn beast. Whoever gets this guy, man, oh my gosh. It's like the Raiders getting Brock Bowers again. Like, this guy is going to be such a standout athlete. on somebody's offense. Ted Johnson, did you get a chance to see him from Oregon?
Yes, I did.
Dude was legit, man. I didn't get any stats from him. I was trying to kind of scrape some a little bit ago. But yeah, man, I know he had a hell of a game. He was everywhere. Really, really dominant player. You can see possession type guy, just a really solid player. But he had a hell of a game. I know he's not the biggest dude, but Wes Welker was not the biggest guy. Am I right? Julian Edelman wasn't the biggest guy. So I was seeing speaking of the Super Bowl, I was seeing some highlights just yesterday when we were out and about the wineries and everything. Some of the famous Julian Edelman catch off the ground.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, man, hey, big
Super Bowl
things.
51.
Exactly. Big things come in small packages, man. So I'm ready for him to take the league. I think he's going to do great. Travis Etienne, of course, Georgia's running back, bald. He did really, really well. There were some great standouts there. But my defensive guys, man, dude, how about Mike Green out of Marshall, bro? Mike freaking Green. This dude was everywhere. And what I loved about it is, poor Marshall. They lost their whole damn team. damn new transfer portal. But this dude, man, he balled out for the herd. He played extremely well. Jeffrey Bossa, also out of another Oregon dude, was beastie.
Oh, yeah.
Another dude, he was freaking everywhere. In practice, he looked great. I think I saw this guy in one-on-ones, which is crazy. Like, dude's a pass rusher. He's like everything. Dude was a beast. And also, Armin Mimbo, this guy, oh man, hopefully I'm not butchering his name, but he had a pretty good game at tackle. Dude, I don't know if you noticed, because a couple of years ago, you and I remember when we looked at who was it, Dalton Risner?
Yes.
And who was next to him? Dalton Risner and the guy from the Falcons now. No, I have to look it up. I don't even care. It was Dalton Risner, and he's on the tackle is on the Falcons. His name is Chris Lindstrom. We watched one year. Remember a couple years ago, Taryn? You and I were watching the game, and we saw Chris Lindstrom and Dalton Risner on the right side of the line just dominating everybody, dude. This guy put on a performance like that by himself, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, man, Armin Membo, this guy is a beast, dude. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in the combine, seeing a lot of good foot movement and everything, because the dude looks really, really, really solid. So those are some of my big standout guys. Like I said, I didn't want to take the whole time, getting all this out there, but I did want to just go ahead and talk about some of these guys. We talked about the Shrine Bowl last week and lots of standouts. Well, this was kind of the Senior Bowl for me. Any other standouts for you, dude?
Nothing out of the ordinary, but I will say, do you want to know why Jack Beck wore number 7?
Is this a Khalil Mack type of deal with Buffalo or no?
No, it's actually because then I don't want to turn on the waterworks for anybody, because his brother passed away from the tragedy from New Orleans. So the fact that he caught the game-winning touchdown was probably the biggest wholesome moment out there, and that was quite phenomenal. And we got to see a little bit of Jalen Milroe talk about his Alabama career and whatnot. So I thought that was pretty interesting as well, that Jalen Milroe got some time, even though he wasn't really the greatest quarterback in terms of this season. But as you said, this is the Senior Bowl, and it's basically your like final rehearsal before these draft scouts come see you and they evaluate you and if you're going to be in the draft.
This is it, dude. And you were absolutely right. This is it. I mean, that's pretty cool. Wow, I didn't even realize that, man. That's crazy. But I'll tell you, this is going to be a great career for some of these young men, and I'm really hoping him as well. I mean, that's tough. But I will tell you, Darren, it was a great game, man. America, obviously, for those of you who are into the score, because these type of games, we don't really care about the score. So I think, Taryn, one time you and I talked about like the entire game without even mentioning the score.
Exactly.
But the American team did beat the national team 22-19, as you just heard, game-winning touchdown scored there. It was a really, really, really cool game. Again, just did not disappoint. Arian Smith played extremely well. Simon Jones, this guy is going to be such a monster out of LSU. I mean, just great athletes all over the place. And yeah, exactly like Jen says here, so bittersweet. We had ourselves one hell of a go, man. It was a great season covering these guys, and I'm really excited to get ready to cover them in the combine coming up next month, man. So let's get it. What a great way to start this thing off today, man.
And Darren, Seth Hennigan was, sorry to cut you off, but Seth Hennigan was the one that threw the game-winning touchdown. And he came from Memphis, which had those really cool uniforms, which sometimes when you look good, you got to play good. And he played good in the Senior Bowl.
Darren, it's the unis, bro. I'm just saying. Look, I don't even care, y'all. That's a running thing here. For those of you who are new to 3 and Out, yeah, I can't help it, bro. Those Memphis uniforms are sharp. Oh, the tiger print, but this blue and silver. Oh, it looks sweet. I'm just saying, Darren, you got to have those really cool uniforms, So, anyway, that was a really, really, really fun covering that this year and watching it again and watching practice. If you guys don't get a chance to ever watch that, try to record it or something, because practice is fun. The game is fun. It's just a really, really, really cool deal with the Senior Bowl. So anyway, Darren, this is a Super Bowl show, but we wanted to get that. So obviously last week was the Pro Bowl and no one cares. So what we're going to do, it's the stupidest thing in the world. So we're not going to even talk about that, because the days of Sean Taylor being a beast and Ray Lewis knocking people's heads off out there, it's kind of over. Disc. But I do want to get this up here really quick. Sorry, guys. I wanted to get this loaded. My apologies. I want to get this loaded earlier, but boom, there it is. Hey, we're still here. We're just on the side now. This, of course, today's schedule. Once again, you got me and Taryn up here at the top of the hour. Well, in the hour now. After us, we got Dan Diehard back. This guy's awesome, man. He's coming up right after us at the top of the hour with show number 2 of the 3 and Out grand finale. After that, here we do have our boy Andre Fernandez of the NorCal Sports Report. Of course, Diehard, he is the host of the Wisconsin Whistle. Andre Fernandez will be coming on with some great guests. He has a great guest lineup for today. He will be our show number 3. After that, we have Big Mike coming on up of Indie Sports Nation. Be coming on up. He's got a great show planned for show number 4 today. After that, our boy Aaron Yao. That's right. He is of Mile High Musings. Great show here also, covering all things a mile high. As he likes to say, a mile above the rest on iSports Radio. He'll be covering show number 4 today for us. After that, we got our boy Alden K of AZ Sports Zone. He'll be jumping on here. He's got some guests lined up, some cool stuff. So he'll be ready to rock and roll with show number 5. Show number 6. Man, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry. I was show number 6 already. Show number 7. Ricky K and Ralph Khalees coming on up, getting close to game time there. They got a special show planned today. And then, of course, right after, we got ourselves, and I'll just go ahead and take this down real quick. We got ourselves the pre-game type of deal today. I'll be jumping on right here again at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern. And I'll have special guests, Mr. Matthew Owens, Taryn. I don't know if I didn't know if you were going to be free or not that time, but we're going to have Matthew Owens here talking about his, getting ready for the Super Bowl, getting ready some moments, getting ready. He'll be himself getting ready for the USRN call, the play-by-play call over on Mixer.com, which at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we will ship you over there, okay? And you guys will check out their pregame, the entire live call of the game on Mixer.com, and then right after the game is over, 7 p.m.-ish Pacific, 10 p.m.-ish Eastern, jump right back on. Again, Taryn, hopefully you're able to join me for that in about 12 hours. We will have the post game and the final send off of the season, at least for this season, of that game of the Super Bowl. It'll be a lot of fun. So join us, guys, all day long. As you can see, we got a lot of stuff going on today. So be ready. It's going to be a really fun show. And all kinds of coverage brought to you by Sports Radio and USRN. So with that said, Taryn, we're going to have a quick break. When we come back, dude, we're going to jump on into this game in depth. You are watching. Yeah. I got to get out of the habit of saying listening sometimes, because they're watching us. But you are watching 3 and Out, the grand finale kickoff show right here on iSports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Oh, we're back, y'all. Here we go, man. Get excited. We're bobbing. We're feeling good. You know, it's Super Bowl Sunday. We are ready to roll, man. This is the grand finale of 3 and Out. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff with us, man. Because, hey, we appreciate you guys. And again, thank you so much for being here every single freaking week. You guys are amazing. As always, you can catch our boy, man. Well, of course, mess up with the scrolls there. I was getting all kinds of stuff ready. Seal the Deal Wax Seals, man. You got all the follows down there. Show love. Please make sure you hit us up. Hit up all of our awesome sponsors. Check us out down here all over the freaking internet, man. We are everywhere. We appreciate you guys again for being a part of us, whether it is we've been around for 10 years, man, whether it's only been a couple of shows or all 10 years up almost to 11. We thank you guys for that. Of course, check out our awesome other sponsor. We have Raw Nutrition. GetRawNutrition.com, promo code IESR for 10% off. Please make sure you hit those guys up. Get your delicious supplements, protein, creatine, whatever else you need. BCAs, you already know, man. Check those cats out. Of course, catch our boy Taryn Rodriguez right here at Taryn Rodriguez 1 at setpoint_IE. That's right. Taryn having a heart attack over there. Look at him. At SoCal Show IESR. You can also follow me about there. Be at THEE_B53 and 3 and Out IESR all spelt out. Appreciate you guys. And there you have it. So, Taryn, it's about that time, dude. It's about that time. Halfway through the show, and we are ready to roll. Let's get it, bro. Super Bowl 59. Damn, that's crazy. I can't believe it. I remember watching Super Bowl 37. We're at 59. Oh, my gosh. But anyway, dude, here we go, man. It is the preview. Chiefs, Eagles. Well, this is it, man. This is what we play for, right? This is what we do it for. So, of course, Super Bowl 59, of course, set and ready to be one hell of a game today, man. At least we hope so. Okay. Taking place, of course, in beautiful New Orleans. Going to be a really, really, really fun game. So, this is really the big preview, right? The quest for the three-peat. Can the Chiefs do it? Be the first team to ever do it. Remember, the New England Patriots were the first team to get that close. I mean, these guys really balled, man. getting it done. 3 bowls, man, is not easy to do. These guys nearly did it. They won 04 over the Panthers. They won in 05 over the Eagles. And wouldn't you know it, couldn't quite get it done in 06. The Steelers were the ones to get it done that year as they defeated the Seahawks in the bowl. But still, really good stuff there. The Patriots will be back a few years later in 08. But I'll tell you, this right here was huge. This is huge because the three-peat is something that's never been done in the NFL, as you guys know this. So that is a huge storyline for today. All right. Also, Patrick Mahomes being the craziest contract ever in the NFL, I think. Freaking 10 years, and I forgot how many millions the guy's getting. But he'll be the first one to, like, you know what I mean? Like, this first big, huge deal. I mean, hey, if he wins today, wins or lose, he's still proven that he deserves it. But what I'm saying is I mean, I don't know. Are we going to start seeing more of these contracts, Darren? If they win today, hey, you better lock up your quarterback, man, because, hey, you know, I don't know. I'm just saying, could be a possible storyline. The Eagles, this is huge. This could be a redemption for these guys, man. Think about it, Taryn. Think about it. They lost to the Chiefs recently, right? Okay. Hurts. This guy right here is playing for everything. This man has become, because some people hated him. Some people didn't think he was all that great. Some people, he's not the guy. We all know what happened with Tua and everything. We all understand. We know the Alabama story. We're not going to repeat any of that. But a lot of people have always had second guesses about Jalen Hurts. Well, today, there's a big chance for him to not redeem himself, but obviously prove, like, yeah, man, I am that good. I can win a goddamn Lombardi. And the guys here, they're here, right? We have Nick Sirianni. Hey, I mean, will this push him over the edge, Taryn? Will this make him like an elite coach if he were to win here today? You know what I mean? I'm going to say there's so many little things here. So, Taryn, I don't want to go too far into all this, but what do you think, man? What do you think about this game here today?
I think there was a lot of storylines when it comes to this game. Obviously, the main one being Chiefs attempting to be the first team to three-peat in the Super Bowl era, which I think would be pretty darn cool if you ask me. Even though most people are rooting against the Chiefs, I mean, the last pro team to three-peat, do you know who that was?
The Los Angeles Lakers, baby.
Oh, yes. Yes. So that was the last team to three-peat in terms of, like, pro sports. But, yeah, the Chiefs are going to look to try to do that. Mahomes, even though he hasn't had the best of seasons, even though he doesn't have the greatest weapons, and even though Travis Kelce hasn't had a monster season, they're obviously back in the big bowl. And, again, their numbers don't show it offensively, but their defense has been lights out, and that has been big right there. Now, for the Eagles, they've obviously been high-powered in terms of their offense. Saquon Barkley has been absolutely fantastic. He's been a godsend for the Eagles. And honestly, I think he's one of the big reasons why the Eagles are in this position. And then Jalen Hurts, he's obviously done great things this season. Not the flashiest passing numbers, but he's had great rushing numbers as well. So all in all, I think this is going to be a fun matchup. If I had to guess, I'd say this game would be high scoring. But if the defenses could come up big, then that would also be great as well. Because the Eagles have to score at will and make sure they get a big, insurmountable lead to the point where the Chiefs won't be able to come back.
Sorry about that. I was muted. My apologies. My apologies. Like you say, that is the name of the game, right? The Eagles have to get out early and slam the door shut. Because I'll tell you right now, if you do not, this team, I swear, the freaking Chiefs can come back from like a 50-point deficit, I feel like. Not that they would ever put themselves in that thing, but they have the offense to do it. And overall, I get it. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Kelce. I get it. But you know who they have that's the scariest person on that entire freaking organization, Taryn?
Who?
Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah. Andy Reid.
That is the scariest dude. You do not want to see that dude on the other sideline. Because you know they always got a chance. That's the scariest thing in the world. Andy Reid, I don't care what people say, man. Oh, he wasn't that good or whatever. The guy has developed. Darren, let's not forget that 2005, 04-05 Eagles team with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens and Jeremiah Trotter and all of those freaking beasts from back then. Yeah, he coached those guys. Remember the whole Kolb incident with quarterbacks and all that? You kind of have to get let go and roll sometimes. I don't know, but his journey is insane. And guess what? Now, this dude right here, good old Andy Reid, has coached a team that is almost unstoppable. I mean, Darren, I forgot to mention something. The Chiefs have already done something that the Patriots never did. And that is win 3 consecutive AFC championships. Let's not forget the right. I mean, in 06, they lost. They didn't win the AFC championship. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
That was the Colts that did that, right?
No, it was that year was the Steelers. That was Big Ben. That was Big Ben and the bus.
Oh, that's the year after. Yeah,
that was 06. The 05-06 season where they beat Sean Alexander and the Seahawks. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the Patriots didn't win that 3rd consecutive AFC championship. The Chiefs did. So, crazy, right?
Yes.
And big ups. Jen B, of course, throwing out everything Ohio she can throw out. Sirianni, that's right. He played for Mount Union. Go Purple Raiders. He was a Purple Raider himself. Yeah, he played, my gosh, when did he play? I want to say late 90s. I think he played in the late. I mean, Mount Union's been a freaking powerhouse since the early 90s. So I think he won himself a few titles there. All right. But I know he coached there for a little bit too afterwards, like right after, I think. But dude's a beast, man. And Sirianni has worked himself all the way up. So once again, but some people can't stand him. Some people think he's not elite. Some people think that he's just kind of sucky. But here he is today. So, like I said, do you think that's busted off of him today if he wins this game? What do you think?
Well, I mean, Sirianni going into this season, I think he was kind of on the hot seat. I think his seat was like a little warm, but everyone who is an Eagles fan is probably warming him up back to the fact that this is probably his redemption arc. This is his redemption for 2 years ago. This is his redemption for that late season collapse last year, which saw the Eagles eventually get bounced in the first round. And this could be the last dance for Kellen Moore in terms of him being on the Eagles staff. And because it's looking like he might be going to the New Orleans Saints as their head coach. But if anything, this could be the final game on the Eagles staff for Kellen Moore. But yeah, I think for Sirianni, I'm happy for him. I mean, obviously people didn't like him at first, and then he took the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and then last year was a thing. So the fact that the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl speaks to high volumes of the testament of how Sirianni has responded to the adversity as well as the entire team.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, the dude he's been around. I mean, let's not forget something, dude. He actually spent some time in Kansas City. I obviously I think you knew this, but yeah, man. I mean, Sirianni, he coached in. Oh my gosh, I should just look things up now because I feel like an idiot trying to think about these things. But yeah, he coached in like 2010, 2009ish around there, and he was with the Colts. He was with the Chiefs for about 4 years. And then he ended up, going elsewhere. I think he went to the Chargers after that and the Colts. Remember that whole thing? And you know what I mean? But obviously, he wasn't the head coach of those. He didn't become a head coach until, this year, right? I think this was the first year this team. Head coach, 3 years ago when he was there or something like that, 3-4 years ago. What I'm saying is it's been a long, just like Andy Reid, man. I mean, they've all had their journeys, right? So here we go, man. Sirianni, big ups. Can he get it done today? Can he knock off the grandmaster, if you will, of Andy Reid? So here we go, man. Let's go ahead and shift gears just a little bit too and talk a little bit about some of the other deals here. Because if you think about it, the Eagles, these guys lost. Remember, this was the Kelsey Bowl a couple of years back, man. That was the rough one. That was Jason Kelsey's last go. And this team, I mean, these two teams were so evenly matched. It was such a great game, and this is what sparked that dynasty. Then, of course, or at least what some people are calling it, last year, Chiefs get it done. This year, will it happen again? Will these guys get it done again? So that's pretty crazy to think. They've already played the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago. Again, big players. I mean, Jalen Hurts part of this thing today for the Eagles. Another key player, AJ Brown, Son Riddick, some big time standout players here. This is crazy to think, man. If Andy Reid wins this thing, Taryn, he will be. This is crazy. He will be the first head coach to win 4 Super Bowls with the same team. Fun fact, right? Dude, I was pulling up all kinds of crap this morning, trying to find some cool stuff here. And I thought that was pretty cool because, I mean, Andy Reid, I mean, the guy's a legend. He's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. We already know the quality, caliber of player, coach he is. And it's really neat to see. So I love what he's brought to this team and how tough and stout this team has been over the years. I mean, if he wins this game, Taryn, I know this is another thing. I want to get into this a little bit of a conversation real fast, but he's not the oldest guy in the world. Obviously, Pete Carroll is, and he's still like, "Let's go, baby!" I love Pete Carroll. How many more? How many more does Andy go for? I don't think he retires, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you. I think he's gonna keep going, but how much longer? Do you think Andy Reid stays like Belichick and just freaking tries to stack them up? Do you think Andy says, "Man, next year's gonna be fun"? We got Pete up in here. Oh, Blue's making a cameo in here. It wouldn't be a Super Bowl show without Blue. So hey, what do you think, Taryn? I mean, do you think Andy goes on for several more years doing it? Do you think he just calls it? Shockingly, I mean, Kelsey, do you think this is it? I know him and Taylor Swift. He's found a great woman. He's happy. I mean, what do you think, dude? I mean, there's so many different things after this. What do you think happens after this game if they were to win it?
Yeah, I think Andy Reid will probably continue to coach. I mean, I feel he's found the fountain of youth, and as long as he's in good health for the most part, and as long as he wants to continue to do what he does, I think that he'll continue to make that dynasty for the Chiefs. And I think it's pretty awesome what he's done and what he's put around him from past and present. I mean, obviously he had Eric Bieniemy, who eventually went off to do his own thing with the Commanders and with UCLA, and now he's back with the Bears as the running backs coach. You have Steve Spagnuolo, who I think is an absolute juggernaut as a coordinator. And the fact that he still wants to remain with the Chiefs as the coordinator and not go out for a coaching job because his agent told him that is his leash or the extent of his leash, I think that is perfect. So I think for Andy Reid, he'll just continue to make the Chiefs amazing and continue that title defense just because players come and go all the time, but as long as the coaching staff still remains intact, then no team is going anywhere and whatnot.
At all. And that is huge, right? So I am so excited to see what happens. I really am. I really want to see, if the Chiefs win this thing, how many more do they get? What happens? So, okay. Now, on the other side of this thing, the Eagles win it. I mean, I don't really see too many retirements here, but I do see. The NFL lives on dynasties, right? The NFL is a dynasty. You obviously, Patriots dynasty was huge, but I mean, they don't live on it totally. But in the last 2 decades, for sure, they have. What happens, Darren? Do you think if the Eagles win this game, does that spark something now in Philadelphia? You know how it goes, Darren. At the end of every season, that locker room, even if you bring back 95% of all players who played their last season, guess what, Darren? That locker room is not the same team next year, no matter what, even if it's a couple different players. So every single year, players come, players go, all that good stuff. Is this going to spark an Eagles type of dynasty now where they can run with the baton for a little bit? Do you feel the Chiefs are really going to be going anywhere? Do you feel we're going to be seeing Eagles and because we're kind of already seeing it? This is 2 years. This is twice in 3 years. Are we going to see a type of Lakers Celtics back and forth in the 80s kind of thing going on here? I mean, fun prediction. What do you think the next 5 years look like if the Eagles win?
Well, I talk about teams that. Excuse me for 1 second.
You're good, dude.
Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. False alarm. But anyway, I talked about Last Dance players or coaches with Kellen Moore. This is actually going to be the final game for Brandon Graham, who just came off of IR, and now he's going to give it one last go. And the fact that he just came off IR and he's ready to go for the Eagles, I think is very admirable. And hopefully he does get the job, for the Eagles' sake, they get the job done. I mean, the NFC is just so all over the place. I mean, even teams that didn't make the playoffs are probably going to be vying for the NFC crown, like the Niners. They probably could have made noise. And the Packers are still on the up and up. Obviously, this was a little bit of a wash year with all the injuries that they sustained. Like the NFC is, I think, is a little bit more unpredictable, whereas the AFC, it's just the Chiefs, and then everyone else is probably vying for second and whatnot, second and beyond. So I think overall for the Eagles, if they win, it would be something special, and they got something going. I mean, their roster on paper looks really good. I mean, Jalen Carter, you have Jalen Hurts and whatnot. So I think this is going to be this could be something special, or this could be the beginning of something special for the Eagles. But they have to win today in order to get that, in order to be put in the same category as dynasty and whatnot.
Exactly. I completely agree. I just feel like this is going to be such a fun couple of years if they go back and forth. If they can, kind of sustain a lot of the Saquon Barkley. I got to bring this up today, dude. We're going to get into the game right now, the stats and everything, too. But last thing I want to talk about, a little fun storyline. Saquon Barkley decided to just, you know what? I'm good. I don't need the record. But today, does he go off? Does Saquon Barkley, because this has been a buzz, dude. Does he break some records in the Super Bowl today?
Perhaps. I think it's definitely doable.
Yeah. The guy is amazing, and yeah, he is just the real deal, man. And today he's playing for it all. I mean, I've seen this dude power clean 405 off the ground. I mean, right? You remember those videos, seeing him from Penn State back then? I mean, the guy is a freaking nature, man. And today I think he's playing for everything. So the Chiefs are going to have a hell of a time stopping him. So here we go, Tim. Let's get into the everything. The key players, what versus what is more relevant in this game. So really, I broke it down to a few things. The Chiefs offensive line this is going to be the real game in the trenches. The Chiefs O-line versus the Eagles D-line. This is going to be awesome because getting to Mahomes is going to be everything in this game, right, Darren? You got to get to him. You have to. If you do not get to Mahomes, you will lose, and you will lose bad. There's no way around it because he will find somebody open. Okay, and with Andy's crazy self over there drawing up all these insane plays, you already know the Chiefs are going to run that. They will run that score into oblivion if you do not even get a finger on Mahomes, right? So they have to get there. This is going to be monumental for this defensive line to get past this offensive line all day long. We are going to see a really fun game in the trenches there today, a little mini game, a game within the game, if you will. And then, of course, another one is this one's pretty good. Brown and Smith. Hey, man, the Eagles receivers are going to have hopefully a really good game because, hey, the secondary of the Chiefs, some people would call them the weakest link of the defense. I don't think they're that bad, but I guess if somebody, I forgot what the heck said. I was watching TV this last week. Somebody said, if you got to pick like a weaker point of that defense, because it's all strong, but if you got to pick the one that's like, the 99 is the defensive line, 99 is the linebackers, 97 is the DBs. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're bad or anything, but they would be the point of attack. I don't know, man. Some people are saying the receivers, these Eagle receivers, versus the receiving core versus the secondary of the Chiefs is huge. What do you think about those two?
Yeah, I think those are some great points right there. I mean, keeping Mahomes clean in the pocket is so big, just because he'll have all the time to throw or all the time to run. Like the Eagles really got to get some pressure on the O line. The Eagles defense needs to get pressure on the Chiefs O line. Now, obviously, this is going to be a lot bigger of a test. Like the previous 2 rounds, I think the Eagles just had their way defensively against their opponents. I mean, against the Commanders, they didn't really protect Jaden Daniels all that well, and then against the Rams, they just that O line left a whole lot to be desired and whatnot. So I think for the Eagles, this is going to be their true test, and honestly, I think this is going to be big time. I think that the Eagles do need to get pressure on Mahomes and make sure they take away the run game as well. And watch out for Xavier Worthy. He has been so sneaky, and he hasn't even needed to catch the ball all that much. Sometimes they'll go with jet sweeps, and he'll go for a bunch of yards. So that is something they also need to watch out for. And if it comes late into the game or late into a half, expect Mahomes to throw on third down because that seems to be the bread and butter. Every time Mahomes has it on third and whatever, they always throw it, even if it's the Chiefs being up, and the logical thing would be to run the ball, but instead they would have Mahomes throw the ball. So those are some key things to watch for in terms of the Chiefs and the Eagles. And also for the Chiefs, they got to slow down Saquon Barkley. In the games that he's played, he's had 5 straight games where he's surpassed 100 rushing yards, which obviously that's the big thing that Steve Spagnuolo has circled on his little radar.
Dude, you hit it on the head, man. I love the analysis. What do you think about this, Darren? Ralph, I think it looks like he's taking the Eagles. He's a Super Bowl MVP, Saquon Barkley. What are you thinking, bro? I mean, okay. If the Eagles win this game, anything can happen, right? Anybody can be. Anybody. Malcolm Smith, who wore 5'3", my number. I wear his number, whatever you want to call it, man. I got that from the great Bill Romanowski when I played. I loved wearing that number. But I will say, in 2015, remember? Malcolm Smith was the MVP, and he's a linebacker.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, anybody can win the MVP. But what I'm saying is it'll be really hard for the Eagles to win the game and not have Saquon Barkley as the MVP. Right? I mean, that's no slight on Jalen Hurts. It could be anybody. But what I'm saying is in order for the Eagles to win this thing, Barkley has to have a damn good game. He has to. He has to have one of the best games of his life.
Yeah, and this year in the games that he's played, Saquon Barkley has only had 5 games where he's failed to surpass 100 rushing yards. And his lowest rushing yards actually came against, believe it or not, Jen B's team, the Cleveland Browns. So unless the Chiefs plan to stack the box and make sure that Saquon Barkley doesn't get any maneuver to run, I think that he should be surpassing the 100-yard rushing mark.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, the dude is so special. The dude is so special. He goes above and beyond, man. I mean, the guy turns on the afterburners. I mean, dude is ridiculous. And I love what he's got going, man. I mean, he had a second chance at it. I mean, he was a freaking giant a year ago, dude. And here he is now. How do the Giants feel right now?
Sick to their stomach.
Hey, that's their own fault, though, right? So I will say, Terry, we got about 5 minutes left here before we hand the mic over to our boy Dan, the diehard. But man, this is gonna be a great show today, man. Anything else you want to add? Any storylines? Any stats? Any things? Whatever. I told you, my real games today, the games of the games, gonna be Chiefs offensive line versus the Eagles defensive line, and the Eagles receivers versus the Chiefs secondary. I felt like one of those. If both of those sides, I'm sorry, wow, I'm an idiot. If one team dominates, or not dominates, but at least does better on both of those cores, we're gonna find our winner. That's all there is to it. So at least that's what I think. So anything else you'd like to add before we get to a final score prediction, Taryn?
Yeah, keep an eye on the Eagles defense with Cooper DeJean. He's come a long way, and I thought he's definitely going to be a key defensive player, as well as Jalen Carter and all those other big boys as well, and Josh Sweat as well. That's someone that the Eagles got in terms of free agent. So Jordan Davis obviously is a key defensive player to watch for as well. Maybe Zach Bond. So all in all, for the Eagles, their defense has to come out swinging for the fences, and they got to play fearless. They just cannot play like afraid. Also, make sure to watch out for CJ Gardner-Johnson defensively as well. And then the Eagles O-line, that's going to be something big right there, just because those guys are big boys, and they're going to have a tough time facing the likes of like Trent McDuffie, Chris Jones, Drew Tranquill, and a bunch of the other defensive players from the Chiefs. But I think the Eagles O-line can definitely get it done. But this is the true test, which you could say that for the defense as well, which is going to be facing off against that big Chiefs offensive line.
Dude, I'm ready for it, man. Let's go. It's Super Bowl Sunday, man. This is it. We are just hours away from the game. We're kicking it off here. Again, you guys, this has been fun. This is the schedule. I know it's in Pacifics and in Easterns only, but here you go, man. Again, really quick. Oh, other way, Taryn. Other way. Yep. Yeah, right there, guys. Again, make sure to tune in, man. We got our boy Dan the Die Hard coming on up. Got a little Vince McMahon there, but good old Dan coming on up in just a few minutes here. We're gonna pass the mic over to him. After that, we got Andre Fernandez. After that, Big Mike. Aaron Yao coming in just a little bit after him. Alden K, Ricky K, and Ralph Calise. Myself, Matthew Owens, possibly Taryn. And then, of course, tonight we got that post-game show. Be ready. Taryn hopefully will be joining me for that one tonight. It's going to be an all-day deal, guys. Over 12 hours of streaming here on IE Sports Radio. Well, and USRN. Okay, I gotta make sure we throw our sister station in there, because the game will be live on USRN on Mixler.com coming up today with their pregame starting at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and of course the game starting tonight, kickoff at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So gonna be a lot of fun, guys. We have all this streaming for you guys set up today. Man, it has been fun. Taryn, who are you taking?
I got the Eagles winning 31-24.
31-24. Now, let's not forget, Taryn called the Las Vegas Bowl. I don't care, Taryn. That was pretty cool. Taryn predicted the final score of USC defeating Texas A&M in the Las Vegas Bowl. I got to say this, Taryn, too. You know what's crazy? I don't care. Video game life. On college football this year, when I was playing with USC, I got to the national championship. You wouldn't believe who I played in the game in the national championship.
Who?
Texas A&M.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. I'm gonna say it was destined to be a Texas A&M USC finale this year in college football somehow, some way. Bowl games or national championship, I guess, in video game worlds. But anyway, yeah. Look, everyone's against the Chiefs. You're a Charger, I'm a Raider, so it's illegal for us to even pick the Chiefs. Look, you already know, man. I got to go with them Eagles. It's going to be a great game. I'm really excited for this one. You said, what was your final score again, Taryn?
31-24.
31-24 is a great score. I'm going to go 38-31 Eagles. I don't know why. I just feel like we're going to have a lot of offense today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves, man, and get this game going. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show. Be ready, man. Dan. Our boy Dan Diehard Violet coming up right now in a couple seconds here. Make sure you show some love. Just refresh the page really. Just go on over to our stream here on iSports Radio. We got shows all day long. Tune in, support us, man. Like, subscribe. You guys are amazing. We appreciate you. Once again, man, follow my boy Taryn Rodriguez, man. Show him some love right here on all the social media accounts. Taryn Rodriguez. 1set_IE, and of course SoCal Show IE. Sorry, follow me, brother. Be up the THE_LB 53 and 3 and out IESR all spelled out. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate our sponsors, Vital Apparel, Seal the Deal, Wax Seals, and of course, Planet Jerky and Raw Nutrition. We'll see you guys. I will see you guys in a couple of hours. For Rodriguez from your boy Larry B. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.